Hey, good morning, Daniel. Quick demo video for you for your KR Sabers Thrawn Hunters, and they both have the Goth Master chassis. We're going to start with these Sabers open. We'll just go over one of them at a time because there's a lot going on. These are installed, or these are programmed with the stock font package. I think I forgot to put the copies of the configs that I used on the SD card. So what I'll do after this video is I'll just send them to you through Facebook Messenger, so you can have them to build from, right? But this is a Shoto. They both got crystal chambers and removable battery setups. So you've got your door to your board here and your door to your battery. These can both flip open, or you can just take it out completely like this because it's on magnets. And this is what I typically do, right? But if it was sitting inside the Saber, you could flip this open for your board or leave this closed and flip this open for your battery. You'll see the magnets on there. But when you take that off, you've got access to your Proffie board, and then of course you can put your battery in here. Your boards are adhesed down to the shelf so they don't pop up on you, but you can get your SD cards out with a pair of tweezers, and then I use this 90 degree data cable to get to the board. And there's plenty of room to plug in right there to do whatever you need to do, right? And they're both one button setups. And of course your buttons right here. These buttons are designed really to work best when the panel is on the Saber. If you want to engage that switch when the panel is off, which I'll do here in a second, you're really going to want to press down here so that you can press that button, because if you don't, it's not going to click well on you. Okay. Once you do that, there's a door also right here. This doesn't come off, but this flips open. Kind of use your fingernail, flip that open. You can see your crystal in there, and then you've got a rotating piece right here, like a plasma gate. So what I do on these plasma gates, I wire them right to the speaker pad so that it rotates with sound. But it also doesn't go super fast, so it doesn't wear out the motor. It'll last a long time on you, and it's just a consistent rotation. But it does react to sound. All right, so you don't have to worry about programming that motor. On this particular config, there's two blade styles. Right, there's one for your main blade, and then there's a blade style for your crystal chamber, and then as I said, your motor will spin automatically on sound, and it's the same on both of them. They both have stock V3s in here for your MPXLs and 24 millimeter KR speakers, right? We'll throw a battery in this guy real quick. One thing I will say about the kill switches, and I've noticed that it's pretty consistent on all these that I do. I think this is probably the third set that I've done, but I've also done a few of the Eco chassis sets, and the kill switches are the same, right? They're very finicky. They will cut the power if they're in a very certain way. So I'm not going to send these to you with the batteries in them. I'm going to take the batteries out. I'll put the kill switches in your box, obviously, but just know you may want to invest in a different kill switch for this recharge port right here. Okay, so we'll throw the battery in. We'll throw the cover back on for your battery and your board, and I do have the crystal kind of pulsing when the Saber's off until we turn it on, and then I got the crystal went to white. Now if I open up this plasma gate, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with my camera, but you can see that spinning. And it still spins with the door closed, and we just hold down the power button to turn it off, just like that. And then when you turn it off, of course, the plasma gate stops and it goes back to pulsing on this guy. So we'll take the battery out of this. And I'll put this door back on. And what I'll do is I'll show you the Sheen now and show you that everything's working on that. And then once I show you how all that's working, I'll stop the recording. I'll put these all together, and then I'll fire these up with the blade, right? But basically we basically got the same setup in the Sheen here, but the only difference being In this piece right here, underneath this, I put a 10 pixel accent strip. So you have a few extra blinkies right here, but you still got your crystal chamber. It's still got this door. It's hard to do on camera. I have to look at it. But when you flip the door open, you've got your crystal there. You got your rotating plasma gate here, right? So we flip that closed. Still a 24 millimeter speaker right here. And then the same setup with your board and battery cover that we can just take right out like this. Now there's a lot going on here, right? And then again, the switch is designed to work best when the panel is on. But we'll go ahead and we'll throw a battery in this guy too. This particular saber has 3 blade styles. So your first one will be your blade, your second one will be your crystal, and then your third one is going to be these LEDs right here in the handle. And you can see I do have them on a timer, but I've got your crystal pulsing, and I've got this one doing kind of like a kit scanner. So we turn it on. And if I flip this open, might be kind of hard to see, but that's rotating right there until you flip this closed. And then we could turn it back off with holding the power button down. Just like that, and then it goes back to, you know, exactly what it was doing before we turned it on. And we'll go ahead and we'll take the battery out. Before I put these together, I will mention the shape of the actual plasma gate piece on this particular print it's a little bit bigger than what I normally would see. So it's really tight. It's really tight in there. It was getting stuck on like a single rotation. I was able to sand that down a little bit and try to modify it just a hair so it does turn now. But that is something that I had to do for that guy to get it to spin, right? But anyway, everything's working fine now. But you can open it and look at it, or you can keep this door closed. It's up to you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the batteries in. I'll probably cut this video off. I'll put the batteries in and the panels on, and I'll come back and I'll just tell you how to do all that. And we'll go over throwing some blades in. All right. Thanks. Okay, so I got both of the panels on and everything done. So what you want to do to get these back off, first you'll want to take this, or it's the other side, sorry. You want to take this screw off. You want to come over here and take this small screw off and pull this pommel piece out, and then this panel, this entire panel will pop out, and that's how you do that. And of course, just do it in reverse to put it back in, right? But once we got that in, come over here and hit activation. So all your LEDs are firing up like they should. For now, just holding it down to turn it off. Each of these will come with a blade extender. I've just unpacked the one. I'm going to use it for both sabers. But if you want to put a blade in this guy, you'll just take this and screw it in. Make sure it's tight, just like that. And then take a blade. We'll take this 1-inch diameter blade right here. Throw it in, and of course we want to use that blade retention. So now that we've got that locked in, very solid. The blade lockup's right here. It's kind of hard to see on camera because this is a white blade. And I only messed with the first sound font on each one. So the first sound font is the one that I've got the crystal pulsing. The rest of them, the crystal will just match the blade when it's on. So you got this one right here. So of course your crystal inside now will be blue. Blade lockup. Just like that. And we'll take the blade out of this guy and go over the other one, which is exactly the same. These are, of course, interchangeable with either saber. That's why I just unpacked the one. But we'll come over here. You take the sheen off in the same way, right? You take this off, then you take this screw off and pull this off, and then this entire panel will pop off for you. Be patient with it, though. It is a tight fit. And on each saber, the panel does kind of slide up under this piece right here. So you got to kind of lift it up and pull it down. And then when you put it back in, slide it in under this lip, just a hair. That's how they work. Got your LEDs firing up in there. We'll put a blade in this guy too. And we'll lock it down. Blade lock up. And again, I only did the first sound font when I messed with the blade style. So the first sound font that I'm on right now has your LED, that LED strip in here going back and forth, which you can almost see through the handle, and it has your crystal pulsing. And when we go to the next sound font, nothing is going on if the blade is off, and then when you turn this on, everything just matches your blade. Blade lock up. Hold it down and turn it off, just like that, and we'll take the blade out. And that's pretty much your Thrawn hunters. Let me know if you got any questions. I'm going to take these off camera and take the batteries out before I pack them up. I'll also repack this, and then I'll put your blade plugs in. So these are installed in a way that you can use the metal blade plugs and not worry about them touching the pins. Okay. But let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I'll try to get these out in the mail to you today. Thanks.